Give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the caffeine. Wake me up, shake me up, dip me back on the seat. 1 sip, 2 sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive. Woke up in the morning, sleepy eyes yawning. Jumped out of bed, started the day, opened the curtains. Felt the cool breeze, the sun shining on my face. But something was missing, I needed my Java chase. Give me coffee in the morning, give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the caffeine. Wake me up, shake me up, dip me back on the seat. 1 sip, 2 sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive.
Good morning, everybody. Sound check. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I think everything's hooked up correctly this morning. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope y'all had a good evening. Let me get my chat open here. Okay. So I hope everybody's had a good evening. It was a long night last night. It is what it is. Welcome in. Let me see. Who all do we have in here? We have our mods in here already. Oh, let me turn my phone down. True Crime Butterfly and Forrest, Carrie, welcome in. Dolphin. Miss Dolphin's going to join us here in just a second. Sirius Black, good morning. Witchy, welcome in. Welcome in. Tricia, good to see you this morning. Carrie, did I say you? Did I miss you? I don't think I did. I can't miss my Carrie. I miss Carrie when she's not around. Still trying to wake up, Butterfly? I thought she was awake this morning talking to me. Was that like lucid? Yeah, trying to get woke up here, right? I've already had a full pot of coffee and I've done moved on. Like hocus pocus, I need coffee to focus. And boy, this morning I needed a big giant pot of coffee. So guys, there's a new interview that dropped with Emily Allant, the friend of the Idaho 4 victims, and we're going to take a look at her interview because we're trying to unpack the things as they come down so we can stay caught up with what's going on. There's still a lot of documents we haven't gotten to look at yet, and I'm still going through those to pick out the ones that are super important for us to go ahead and start discussing. I would have done that today, but this video came down yesterday, and I was kind of sidetracked into something else. Coffee and breakfast. I've had the coffee, but I haven't had the breakfast yet. Normally I will eat before I go live, but today I'm just not feeling it. Maybe later. Lord, y'all, I've been trying to let this drama of the YouTube streets die down, but it won't go away. The drama won't go away, guys. What are we going to do? I don't even know if it's worth talking about anymore, but there's something did happen that I do want to address. And it's not my battle, and it's not my fight, but I always say what I think around here. I don't like fake. It's so obvious when a creator goes on a live stream and they are just fake as AF. I will turn it off in a heartbeat. Can't do it. I need you to be real with me and just be real. And give your comments, whatever. If I like you, I'll stick around. If not, I'm out. Peace out. But I think this situation that's been going on over here on the YouTube streets has gotten completely out of hand. So out of hand that it's embarrassing. Because if we want to talk about victims and slander of a victim, go take a look at TikTok and pull up hashtag Idaho 4. Let's do that collectively as a group. Let's all run to the TikTok and hashtag Idaho 4 and Brian Koberger and see what pops up. How many times a victim from this case was trashed on TikTok? But creators don't talk about that. We don't want to cause rifts with some crazy TikTokers. Hell, I will. I've been calling them out for 3 years on their crazy TikToks about the Idaho 4. There's the real victims, dead and gone, unalive by some homicidal maniac running amok with a K-bar. You ain't lying. And you can't, every time I turn on the YouTubes, there it is. People I don't even watch be scroll. There they are on my feed. I'm like, what the world's going on here? And sometimes when you put yourself out there, you open yourself up to a lot of stuff. It may or may not be good. And I'm just a little tired of grown asses on the internet this week crying about who's a victim and who ain't. What's the real definition of stalking and what ain't? Here's what I do know. If you got a problem with someone, take it to the person. Don't start a social media campaign, but hey, do you? It happens all the time. But don't come cry about being a certain type of victim when there's literal, real victims everywhere. Everybody can be a victim of something, I mean, come out and say that. You don't make it all about you and this and that, because if there were real things done to you, we could get behind it, but it was, I don't even know what this was anymore. And anybody who's anywhere involved in it, right? It doesn't matter if you knew Lauren or claimed you were Lauren's friend or whatever. You're going to go and support her on a channel somewhere. Oh boy, the backlash is coming. Joe Schmo found out. Everyone knows Joe's a friend of the channel. Everybody around here, anyway. Some people didn't have a clue who the man was until recently, last couple days. Yeah, I don't got a dog in that hunt. I'm not here to fight nobody's battles or take up for anybody or tell anybody what they were doing. That's your story to tell, not mine. But one thing I do know, there was something said on a live stream last night that I know for a fact is a lie about somebody I consider my friend. Joe Schmo never asked a soul to go to the Monon High Bridge with him, especially some random YouTube woman from the comment section. All he did was speak to her. I was in touch with Joe the entire time he was in Delphi. I knew every move Joe was about to make before he made it. He never had a conversation with this woman about what she claimed he said. And she claims that he's out there hollering about, let's go down to the Monon High Bridge together. Just me and you and all this weird shit. And she's like, oh, but I'm married. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. What? Lady, that never happened. Stop it. It's bad enough that people want to come out and, pick apart somebody. Fine. But come with the truth, right? This craziness about, I don't even know what to make about it, y'all. Yeah, Riley, you know what I'm talking about. Riley's like, I seen it, Salty. I was there for it. They did, and it was not true, Riley. If it was true, I'd tell you. Y'all know I will tell you. I can't do fake and be up here lying. They're messy. They're messy AF, Dolphin, and it's getting out of hand. And it takes away from true crime cases. When you turn on the YouTubes and you want to go find a live about a certain case, there's cases I follow that I don't cover. Everybody wants to holler about their producers and stuff. This is a one-man band around here. I got my mods who take care of my chat and my community and protect them when I'm busy talking and things like that. For everybody on YouTube to think there's some kind of big media personality and, we're the next, come on, stop it. We're all the same out here. Some people are in here for true crime, some are here for crime drama type stuff. But when I'm on my feed trying to find a good stream about a certain case, I want to go look at and hear what somebody's thoughts were, or what they got to present. And all I'm seeing on my feed is drama, drama, drama. Like, are we on the Real Housewives of the YouTube streets? It was, Riley. It was a little, and I advised against it. Didn't know it was going to happen. But Joe thought he was going to do the right thing by getting up there and just speaking his piece, but instead he got attacked in kind of ways. And, he's a grown man. He'll handle it. He'll figure it out. I think people feel like the connection is a little stronger there between Joe and this lady that's really not there. But that's not my problem. Yeah, Carrie, there's been a lot. Look, everybody, when Lauren went, here's the thing, guys, that I have the biggest problem with. I don't care about her girl drama. Girl drama is a dime a dozen. I promise you, if I sit down this girl drama, there's going to be some other girl drama to pick up in just a minute. But I'm not that girl. I'm not here to fight about whether or not she had a stalker or not, or what the law was in that state and all that stuff. That's for the courts to figure out. My biggest problem with the whole thing was somebody who covers true crime and covers court cases and reports live from the courtroom, interviews victims, family members, to come out and try to get all of us to cancel law and crime now because they might stream my hearing. That's not fair. I deserved some common courtesy about that because I'm, how many subscribers in? I don't know. Should I start dropping links in a minute? Get me some money? Yeah, the drama channels are still, they're not going to let this stuff go. They fed right into their hands. So if Lauren really wanted to make a stance and was really afraid of this stalker lady, keep the order in place, go to your court hearing, and then come out and own your story. I don't even know how her 8-year-old child knows something's going on in her adult life unless he was told or witnessed something. I try to shield my kids from that type of stuff because their little minds can't, comprehend it or really understand it. Some things the children don't need to know mama's going through. That's the way to protect the child. But you put your child in it, and then it was going to be talked about. So I don't think that the talking about that was the problem. It appears the problem might have been that once that thing went to court, there might have been things that come out in that courtroom that somebody didn't want us to know about. I don't know. We'll never know, will we? Y'all, if they would just talk about true crime and the facts of cases like that, we'd be doing all right around here. I just don't get it. Dolphin, she claims that stuff would have come out during the hearing about her child's mental health. I didn't even know he was being stalked or anything. I don't know how he knows about it, right? I guess she told him. Or maybe he witnessed mom having a panic attack or something and it was explained. I don't know. I don't know what, that's what we, if you go listen to the 9-hour live and you listen to all the things, that's what she claims. So I didn't want it streamed because things about my child would be spoke of. But what, his name or something? They're usually pretty good about protecting children in a court case. So I'm not buying that was the reason. But I don't know I don't know all the story. There's stuff I wish I didn't know. Let's put it that way. Now I gotta sit back and eat the popcorn and see what happens. check out and back to reality. It's like, pull me back in. I'm falling off the ledge. It's crazy, guys. Like, that's nothing better to do. But then the yik yackers are going to do their thing. You know what I mean? They're going to go at each other, and you put yourself out there. You open yourself up to a lot of questions. That's fine, but be prepared when it happens. That's all you can do. I don't know what to say. All I know is I know about that situation with the Monon High Bridge, and I know that's not true. All the rest, I don't. Not my battle. I just don't know if old girl handled her situation to the best of her. I don't think it was the best way to handle it. Period. There's just so much coming out now, and the backlash might be too much. That's what you get sometimes when you, and we all handle things wrong sometimes. In the hindsight, we're like, oh, we should have done that differently. Maybe this might be one of them situations. Well, we're gonna have to let them sort it out over there. Apparently, though, people really like this kind of stuff. They want you to come and talk about it. I'll let them talk about it. This is their business, right? Y'all give me something to talk about, I'm coming to talk about it. All right, so like I was saying at the beginning of the show, overseeing the drama, and I want to put the focus back on victims of real crimes, the kind of crimes we cover on true crime. And y'all know how I feel about covering up the baby words. We don't do that either. We don't sugarcoat stuff. We use our big girl words, and things are what they are. I got hit 3 times this month because my topics of my shows, but it is what it is. Who cares? Exactly. I can say my piece about how I feel about what they're doing, but I'm not trying to get up all in the middle of that mess. And I'm not going to go, all out in defense. The only thing I'm going to defend is knowing that that thing wasn't true about the Monon High Bridge shit. Other than that, everybody knows now that Joe Schmo took that picture. He was outed for it. So what? Here's the thing about that picture. And like I explained to the person who took the picture, literally, the only thing that happened, you were sitting at a bar with 2 people you considered acquaintances and friends. Let's leave it at that. Acquaintances. I don't know if anybody was that woman's friend. Let's be honest. You were told, hey, I got a stalker and she's right there. Well, here, I'll snap a photo for you. End of damn story. But nah, we got all this other drama. Y'all are moving closer to the table. Y'all are doing this. Y'all are doing whatever. Let's pick apart Bryan Kohberger. There's the mind I want to pick apart, right? Well, certain channels are noticing their numbers are going up a little bit, but for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? For the right reasons. I want mine to be organic growth. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. So we're going to get on to unpacking this Idaho 4 case, because this is a case we've been on for years around here, and we're not going to stop now. So like I had said, this is an interview that dropped with Emily Allant. We know that she and Hunter were called that morning by Dylan to come over, because something just was amiss, something wasn't right. Heard things last night and all the stuff. Yeah, well, when you don't know what you're getting into and someone gives you sound advice, I tell y'all every day to be careful on the YouTube streets. I know what I know because I do my research, especially about other creators. I'm not going to follow somebody blindly and let them think for me. I need to fucking figure out who you are for a minute. So hold on. Hold up here. All right. I need to get Dolphin up here. She's backstage with me. Good morning, ma'am.
Oh, good morning.
Okay. She's like, thank God, get off that shit. She's like, damn it, man.
Yeah, how I am about drama.
Bring it, sir. Bring it. We are ready.
Mhm.
Hey, Salty, are you ready for your factual true crime for the day? All day, every day, Black Hawk. Oh, goodness. Every day, all day. Yeah, this is just guys, I'm not that woman who sits in drama. I can't stand it. Literally, if I want to watch drama, I'll go watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Lauren, do you know any of them ladies? Y'all LDS and stuff. She got labeled dark, y'all, I bet. Because all them women she's messing around with, got beefs with, guess what? They're all from Rexburg, Idaho. So should I
Mm.
summons I need to I feel like I should summons Lori Vallow to take care of the situation. Portal all them bitches back to Rexburg, man. All y'all are dark labeled. Labeling the whole situation dark. All right. Um,
GeForce is a graphics card.
mhm. Okay. Come back here. Wait, hold on. The GE Force 300 hard drive that was sitting on Brian's desk in the photos, the same one I showed months ago that Enon used. Oh, and had on his Facebook. The GE Force is used for gaming. You think they game together, Black Hawk?
He played World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Nobody's dug,
game.
nobody's dug deeper into this situation than Black Hawk. I was there for all of it. Boy,
Do
was I
I
there.
know? I
Yeah.
was gonna say, do I know Koberger?
Do you might know Koberger. Do we know what his name was on the game?
I don't know.
You probably did battle with his ass.
Actually, was it the same as that Tapatalk thing?
Hmm. Good question. I have to go back and look. Blackhawk, some of your videos aren't around anymore, man. The earbuds in his ears are the way he communicated while playing. Mm. You did show some cool stuff about Enon, though. You really did. You dug deep and hard into that, and I was there for all of it. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. I loved Blackhawk's content. Okay.
Oh, what's Blackhawk's channel,
Well, I don't think
or where
everything.
is it on?
Yeah, everything may not be up anymore. It comes and goes in waves.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
Blackhawk has like pop-up shops, right, for
yeah,
true
yeah,
crime information.
yeah. Dude, do you even have a channel right now anymore? Like, like there was that one video he did back in the day, where he drove from Pullman to Moscow and drove the drive. Firefly and I deep dove that video and looked at all the cameras and all the intersections, and he went through the houses back behind the neighborhood and pointed out all the houses with Ring cameras.
Hmm.
All the Ring cameras now we know where Brian Koberger was seen. I
Hmm.
was like, thank
Yeah,
you, Black Hawk. Loved that video. It was one of the best
nice.
ever. Yeah, he's got them stored and saving them for special occasions.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, he's had some good content, and I was so there for all that Enon stuff. You did some good deep dives on that guy. All right. So Emily is Hunter's girlfriend, and like I said, she was the one that Dylan called that morning, because Dylan's her little, right? Um, so she calls over
Yes.
there.
Hmm.
Strange things happening last night. I may or may not have been scared, may not have been dreaming. I don't know. Come check it out. And here we go. So we know they were all gathered up outside the home. We've seen Hunter's body cam footage of when the cops entered the house. You all remember the knife. He went to the kitchen and got the steak knife, and then he puts it on the ping pong table and he points that out to the cop. All of that. Now we're going to hear Emily's. Now Dolphin and I had a little conversation this morning before we went live, and Dolphin said something that it completely makes sense. This was still very fresh, right? This was at 1:48 on the day of the crimes. So they've been standing out in front of the King Road house, doing all their things out there. And then they go back to the station starting to conduct interviews. How much of what Emily recalls really makes sense and what don't, we're going to unpack it as it moves through. And there was one part of this where they ask her about her social medias, and it silences for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while. Like, I'm like, how many social medias do you have, girlfriend?
We joked about that so bad. I was like, they're gonna be muted for like 10 minutes while he gets it all. He's gonna unmute, and then she's gonna be like, oh, and this, She had so much stuff to tell him about.
Yeah. So let me pull this, get this going full screen. Um, Now, I saw your comment on Connor's channel, Dolphin,
Mm-hmm.
about what was it, Bethany's other interview, or whose interview did he say that the cop forgot to hit the audio record on?
Josie's.
Josie Lautner's, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which would be Emily's roommate, who also came over that morning. The three of them, Hunter, Emily, and Josie,
And Josie's boyfriend.
and Josie's boyfriend. And we don't like it when
Yeah.
interviews are conducted and not recorded. We had that problem in Delphi twice. Like, no, please, can you redo the interview? But anyway, maybe we'll get a transcript to it one day, or somebody's narrative on it. There's that word narrative again. All right, so let's start this. He's still on Reddit running that mouth. Blackhawk, he should know you're watching. I got my eye on you, hiking buddy. Hike. I'll die on that hill with you. All right, so here we go with Emily's interview. Or when she comes in the room. Did I hit play? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Dolphin's a huge gamer. She knows all about that stuff. She got the setup going on over there.
I'm actually in World of Warcraft right now.
I knew that always.
Recorded. Okay, red light's on. Can you state your name for me? Okay, let me make sure I get the spelling correct. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so first name, correct?
Yep.
What's your middle? What's your date of birth?
2001.
Good phone number for you.
Remember that when he got stopped by that cop in his little freaky clothes in his little car? I laughed so hard at that dude. Oh my god.
Okay, do you have, that's your phone right there, right? Real quick before we get into that, what's your relationship to the victims?
Sarah is my best friend.
Okay.
Ethan is my boyfriend, who's also one of my best friends. And Maddie Moken and Kaylee are great friends to all of us too, because they live with them.
Okay. Are you were they all in a sorority?
Yeah, we were all. Me and Xana are not anymore.
Okay. What about Ethan?
And Mogan's not in it anymore.
Okay.
Ethan is in.
These friends, they call Maddie Mogan. Have you noticed that? And one of the other, they're like Mogan, or no, it was Dylan.
Dylan kept
Mogan.
saying it.
Yeah, it kept saying Mogan, and she's done it a couple times. So I'm like, that's what they called Maddie. I don't know, some people do. He got pulled over by the Floyd's Cannabis too. I feel like I should need a trip to Floyd's Cannabis. I just want to go check it out.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Along with his brother who's here. And his sister.
I'll get you some tissues if you need them, okay? You sure? Okay. Let me know if you need something, alright? Again, this is not, just, if you need a minute, take a minute, okay? Okay, so at the end of all this, we're going to seize your phone as evidence, okay? Just understand that this is a procedure for us, okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we're looking at you or anything like that. It's just this really helps us kind of narrow it down, okay? So is that an iPhone?
Yes.
What model is it?
I think it's the 11.
We're not looking at you or anything like that. Did any of the other people get told that particularly, or I get you're trying to make it comfortable.
That.
Yeah. If you watch interviews and enough, this is not my first rodeo with interviews, but yeah, sometimes they're just trying to make them extremely comfortable. You know what I mean? So they'll talk.
You can take all this.
It should be. Yeah, I think it's 11.
Okay. Does it have a passcode on it?
It does.
What's your passcode? Okay, so your social media, what kind of social media do you have?
Here we go with her long list of social media. um, there's no telling what all she has. They do their little side apps and different things.
Shoot, just about probably everything that they got warrants for and
Uh-huh.
everything, you know? Yeah. I figured too, she's probably also telling him her user ID and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, there's all that going on there, and he's got to put it all down and get it all written
Hmm.
down and take
I do have to
note.
say, I was impressed with Payne
Mm-hmm.
during this interview.
Yeah, Payne's caught a lot of shade, right?
Hmm.
And I don't know if it was necessarily deserved.
Mm.
I think a lot of that was born out of Steve Gonzalez's statements about the police not doing their job.
So why don't we just kind of start with yesterday? Did you go to a football game or anything?
I was at the game working.
Okay. Why don't you start with kind of about the time you left the football game, like got everything wrapped up, just best as you can recall, just kind of walk me through the rest of your evening, okay?
After the football, well, I got to leave early. I left probably 5 minutes after halftime, and I walked home from the dome. I went and said hello to all of my other friends in a different apartment, right next to where I live.
Where do you live? Gotcha.
And I was there for maybe an hour, two.
Okay.
And I went home, and it was about 8:30, and me and
So when did you get to your apartment?
8:30 p.m.
8:30,
Well, after visiting my friends.
Yeah, so you went and saw your friends, and then you got to your apartment about 8:30.
And none of them were there.
Okay.
It's about 8:30.
Yeah, Witchy, you know how it says in the PCA they believe it could have been Kaylee because they were going by what Dylan told them. No one knows who ran up those stairs. Dylan says it was Kaylee, but I don't think it was. Kaylee was incapacitated upstairs.
And who are all here. And there's two here.
Johnson.
We all slept. We all went to bed at,
Okay.
like super early at 8:30. We were gonna go to the lodge party, but we just didn't go.
To what party?
There was a lodge party. We didn't make it there. I know that this morning I saw Snapchat. So
Actually, the PCA, Dylan says it's Kaylee. I hear screaming, but the PCA says it could have been Xana because she was awake at 4:12 with the TikTok stuff and getting the DoorDash. So they say both things in the PCA. That PCA is full of contradictions according to everyone. But I tell y'all, if you sit down and just look at phone pings, times listed, and then just look at where this car is spotted, they have always lined up side by side. I'd done that 3 years ago when everybody was telling me how shitty that little PCA was.
Xana and them there, so I know that they were there.
What can you kind of tell me? What is a lodge party?
A lodge party is it's just like they host, and they have their house is all apartment styles, and then there's a big center, and that's just their lodge. So they just have people come over to the lodge. Pretty
Okay.
much. That's it.
It's just a party.
It's just
okay. No special significance to it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you guys slept. What time did you wake up?
1:30 a.m.
Okay. Okay.
We woke up at 1:30 a.m. We stayed up for.
We have Maba's interview. That, you know what? That all come from the coroner. And then the police come out and say, here's what I think now, looking back on all that. You find 4 people in their beds, one's in the floor. Are they assuming they were attacked in their sleep? Kathy Mabbitt didn't have a clue, but she came
She
out
shouldn't
and
have opened her mouth
she
in the
should
first
not have
place.
opened her mouth and said anything they're
You
not willing
never
to
see an
elaborate
interview
on.
from a coroner.
Right.
Never.
Well, you don't. Well, but if you're going to come out and make those statements, then come out and elaborate later and back that up. Just like when the cops come out in a press conference, said, well, the house could have been the target. Everybody's like, oh my God, what does that even mean? It means a lot of things, apparently.
At our own apartment, just doing nothing. We were watching TV probably till like 3, and then just woke up, and we all hung out for another hour, and then we all went back to bed.
You know what? After all this time, I still don't know what people's biggest issue with the PCA is. The biggest one of all. Like, don't tell me 50 things. Because when you compare the probable cause affidavit of Brian Kohberger and the probable cause affidavit for Richard Allen, it's a head scratcher. And it leaves you wondering what the hell is happening. Because that's a pretty decent PCA over there in Idaho. If you pick apart all the word salad and look at the actual evidence talked about in alleged evidence they had preliminarily, they still have that same evidence. Rick Allen, they found a bullet in the dirt some days later or some shit.
Nothing out of the ordinary between that time you guys are awake?
No.
Nothing at all? No phone calls, text messages, nothing like that? Okay. So after you guys went back to bed, what time did you wake up?
This morning,
Yeah.
10:30 a.m.
10:30.
probably, around that time.
Okay. Okay. What did you guys do the rest of the morning after you?
So, called me. I can't recall the time. I could look.
Okay.
You want me to look?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Okay. He called me at 11:51
Okay.
and said, she is my little, so she called and said that last night around 4 a.m. she heard and saw a man, and she and were locked in their room sleeping, and they woke up, and she wanted me to come over and check the house because she was too scared.
Yeah, so her, you said, I'm sorry,
Yes.
we're locked in the room?
And I was like, okay, I'll
Right.
come over.
And that was 11:51, you said,
Yes.
okay? So they saw and heard a man? Did they
They saw a man last night around 4 a.m. She saw Kaylee scream and go up the stairs, and
so this is,
She saw Kaylee scream and go up the stairs. I think she just meant to say she claims that she heard Kaylee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so she saw a man and then heard Kaylee scream?
and run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
And don't you know them girls have pretty distinctive different voices? If you listen to Xana's videos and you listen to Kaylee, they don't even come close. But then again, this lucid dreaming, I don't know what was going on.
Ran upstairs. Okay.
Ran into the room and locked themselves in it. And then, she was screaming their names, and she didn't hear anything. So a while later, she came back out to check.
That part I'll never understand. If you're screaming, and that's not the first time we've heard that, and this has been bothering me, guys, and y'all know I don't really like tearing down some damn young girl, but you're hearing screams, and you still aren't sure there's a problem in the house. I don't need roommates like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Check. And
I don't think it was Kaylee running up and down the stairs either. Not unless Kaylee was in the kitchen when Koberger came into the sliding door and startled her, and she's like, someone's here, and ran for her life.
Yeah. Witchy, I wouldn't take everything she's saying as the
Oh,
gospel
God,
because
no.
she's really upset. She just had this conversation with Dylan. What is this? It's 1 something in the afternoon. So
Yeah,
she just had this conversation a couple hours ago. Now she's found out 4 people that she knows. One was her best friend, were brutally murdered. She's upset. So I
yeah,
don't think she's remembering what all Dylan said, like
clearly.
verbatim, you know?
Hmm.
So I would definitely not read into everything, that she's
Yeah,
saying. And yeah.
like they saw a man, because right now she's going by a very preliminary information of
Mhm.
what she heard outside King Road when they were all standing out there huddled together. And we know how much Dylan was out there hyperventilating and talking. Heck, Jack had to even get away from it.
Yeah.
I guess the man was standing right there staring at her.
Okay, so let
Oh,
me
it's
kind
very
of
much
back up.
hearsay.
This is just a
So she says, I guess the man was standing right there staring at her. How long did they make eye contact? Jeez.
here, okay? So she said that she saw Kaylee run upstairs and then Kaylee was screaming for
No, it's just screaming.
just screaming.
Screaming that she said that there's a man here, there's someone in the house. type
Okay,
thing.
that kind of stuff.
Cause see, it don't make any sense for that to be Kaylee. Unless he chased her up those stairs and just unloaded on her the way.
No, and see, that's why I wish Mallory sucked as an interviewer. I wish Mallory would have asked when she said, "Oh, Kaylee," because she said Kaylee was going upstairs to go to bed or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, he should have asked her some questions like, "What are you saying? Like, right? You saw her go upstairs with the dog, and then immediately she screamed, and you saw her run back downstairs? Like,
right,
did you
right.
see her? Did you hear her? When? Like, drill down on the damn sequence of events, right?
Hmm.
He did nothing,
They didn't.
in that interview.
And then when the
And that's why there's
PCA,
confusion.
yeah, and like even with the PCA saying that Dylan heard Kaylee, but we believe it could have been Xana because of the tick, whatever. It's a lot of preliminary stuff coming at people,
Hmm.
and I think that even with Emily and Hunter and the things they say, like you said, you can't take it
Yeah.
verbatim as the gospel. She's trying to
And
pack everything in her head that just happened.
right. And you mentioned in the PCA, now you got to remember too, in the very beginning when we read the PCA, it said she thought she heard Kaylee playing with the dog, and it made it seem like up above her head, on the 3rd floor. But
Hmm.
then Dylan said something that made it seem like Kaylee was right there in the living room. So it's like, which is it? Drill down on it, people. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, where
Mallory
it's those,
sucked.
where are those questions, right? That
Hmm.
we know should have been the follow-ups to certain things.
Right.
To try to not to pick apart these girls' stories, but to make it make sense, because a lot of it wasn't making sense at first, and then cops had to be confused on why you hearing screams, but then you weren't sure if you were scared. It's a whole messy situation. Good God.
This is all right around 4 a.m. -ish?
Yeah.
Okay, then go ahead.
And she opened the door a while later to check, and I guess the man was staring at her, and she didn't know what to do, and the man didn't do anything to her, and she went back into the room, and she heard the side back door close, so she thought that they were gone, so they went to.
And that's the first time we've heard that statement, that she heard the sliding glass door shut. But like Dolphins pointed out, can we take everything? Because Dylan doesn't say that. In her interviews, we've not seen Dylan say that yet. We haven't seen it in any of the documentation of the reports we've read, right? That she says, I hear the door shutting.
Sleep.
Okay.
Called me in the morning to come check out the house.
Said it was the side door she heard open. Is it like a
Yeah,
sliding
it's
glass door?
it's on the 2nd floor. It's in the kitchen. It's a sliding door
Sliding
out the back.
they just went back to bed. Did she say why she didn't think to call anybody when it was going on?
I didn't ask her that, but I was just talking to her, and I was like, well, do you know what you looked, blah, blah, all this stuff, and she said that she almost didn't, like, want to believe it, because she said, A, I was a little drunk, B, I didn't think anything of it, because your brain just doesn't make sense of that, because
my brain makes sense of fear.
Oh God, I'm trying to be good. Let me
I
order
try to
some
make sure
food.
my
I'm like,
18-year-old understands. I got an 18-year-old boy. Listen to that gut. Be fearful.
why would it? And then I was like, well, do you know, like, she said that he had some mask on, or you could only see, like, it was like it goes over here and over here, and she could really only see his eyes and nose.
Now he got his nose. We got his nose. Didn't Dylan draw a picture of the balaclava that she thought he had on? Did it cover up the nose? Maybe Emily's mistaken.
Yeah, that's all she said about him.
Okay. So then once she called you, then what happened?
She just said, come over, check it out. I was like, okay, I'll be right there. Went over there immediately. I went to the bathroom, and we walked over there, and I went upstairs because she said Dana and Ethan were not waking up, and I was up there, and he grabbed me and told me that I didn't want to see it, and so I never went in there, and then the police arrived.
So you were just were you downstairs?
I went upstairs. They were all outside. I went upstairs. Hunter was in their room, and then he came out and said that he really didn't want to see it, so...
Did you, so actually went in?
Yes.
So did you see anything, I mean, when you were walking in there, did you see anything that would have seemed out of the ordinary to you?
Well, they didn't do anything last night, except for the night before they threw a big party, so it was like a mess.
Okay.
But it's always a mess when they throw a party.
That would have been Friday night.
Yes, because it was their formals.
On Friday?
Yes. So, but Santa and Mogan and Kaylee, they're not all in the sorority, neither am I. But they hosted it
Okay.
like the pregame before.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing, there was a knife on the floor, right, immediately when I walked in.
So explain to me.
Which, I mean, like, that could be normal, but you walk in, you go up the stairs right here, and then it's the living room. You go down this hallway, and it's Anna's room. There was a knife right there on the floor.
Like in front of their room?
And
All right. I don't know what to make of that, Dolphin.
Now you see why I was like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because again, it's the sequence of events. They haven't cleared everything up. And it's like, now you hear this, and it's like, when did that happen?
Yeah, because when we see Hunter, he's standing up there with his hands above his head, and like you had pointed out, he had it in his pocket at one point, and then he puts it onto the ping pong beer table, and he points that out to the cops. I put the knife right there on the table. They're like, "Oh, don't touch it. Don't go any closer. Just get out of the house now."
Right, and before he went in the house with the cops, he was standing there with the knife because cops put in their report that they were wondering why this kid had a knife in his hand when they walked up.
Right. I don't know when the knife got to the top of the stairs. Did he ever lay it down there for a second and then pick it back up? I don't know.
I don't recall seeing him bend over on that body cam, but I don't know. But you know what? She didn't go in the house with the police. What she's saying happened before the police got there.
Yeah, before they got there.
So maybe this is the first time that they went into the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we know he went to the kitchen to get the knife because he wasn't sure if the house was clear. And then he puts it on the beer pong table. So I don't know when it ends up on the floor and how she saw it there.
in front of, just at the top of the stairs.
Top of the stairs.
which I don't know why there would be.
What kind of knife? Do you remember?
Like a steak knife. Can I cancel this?
Yes, go ahead. Anything else besides the house being a mess?
No, I didn't really go in further. I just saw the living room. There's, I don't know, the solo cups were on the ground instead of on the table, which I don't know, they could have been knocked off by something, but
So once did you stay on scene until the officers arrived? Okay, you stay outside.
yep,
Then you guys, I'm assuming, just came here.
yep.
Did you make any stops in between here and there?
We went to my apartment,
You did?
all of us as a group, to get sweatpants and change of clothes for the other girls that did not.
Okay.
Could not come back in.
I see. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm assuming you talked to folks, or who have you told that's what's going on?
So he can't. He's. I don't know. And my mother is flying back. She moved to recently, so she's flying back. She probably. I sent them a text and said, I don't know if you saw the van alert, but I'm safe with the boys' officers. But I didn't tell them anything. I don't think that they've seen it yet. So.
Okay. I mean, this may seem like a weird question. It may not, but who would do something like this?
I couldn't even imagine. I would say absolutely no one. Zayna is the most loved person on this campus. So.
Okay.
What's
What's Zayna's background? I mean, like, what is she? Is she on any sports teams? On the, I mean, like, what's her involvement on campus?
She did, let's see, what is it called? For business, she's part of that group.
Like BPA kind of a deal, or?
It's, I can't remember what it's called. It's Vandal something, for business. She's a part of that team.
You don't have to remember the name of it.
Yeah. But that's about her only involvement.
Okay. And she's a correct?
She was. Me and her are
That's
both
right.
not anymore.
So has there been any, amongst the four of them, was there anyone that they were having a beef with? Was there any sort of rivalries or stalking behavior or anything that you can think of that someone, even just kind of like, yeah, it's weird, I saw this guy, or, had a confrontation at the bar, or anything like that you can think of that they have told you?
No, we only really ever hang out with each other.
Okay. So nothing, nobody you can think of, huh? So Ethan's in. Do you know if they have anything going on with any other fraternities? Did they have did he recently break up with someone or recently get a girlfriend or anything like that?
He's been with Santa for a while now.
A long time.
No, and we consecutive, like our friend group at least that we have, we're friends with all of the fraternities, so those boys get along with all of our other fraternity friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing you can think of, huh? Did you said you mentioned that they were out at the lodge party? That was after the football game, right? Do you know if they went anywhere else?
I don't know. I was sleeping. I just saw it when I woke up in the middle of the night that
These cops absolutely are trying to figure out what happened. And their first thought is going to be someone that knows them, right? Such an intimate scene, 4 people, college town.
The weapon,
Rivalry.
too, choice of weapon is
You know,
personal.
All these rivalries. Was there anything going on? Because it really could have been triggered by one person getting mad enough to go in there and just doing all the things, right? Do you wonder if they thought in the back of their minds, could this be like it is, right? Versus they're just trying to get to the bottom of what just happened. And your first thought's going to be, there's 4 individuals who had a beef with someone. If we can find that one person, we may have a lead. But there was nothing coming up except for the stalker in the bushes, lurking behind the house.
they were still at the lodge. Still at around like 1:30.
Okay.
So
And that was all 4 of them, correct?
I just saw a picture or video of Xana, but that would absolutely imply that Ethan was there with her.
Okay. And you said that was around 1-ish in the
Yeah,
morning?
and I did not see or hear from Kaylee or Mogan the entire night.
Okay.
Maddie Mogan.
So she can pinpoint their whereabouts at 1 a.m.
She can.
But the cops want to come out and do a press conference and say, if you know where Ethan and Xana were all night, let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because that was like the video or whatever she just said. But
Mhm.
what do you call it?
Mhm.
But we know they got home last, like way after everybody. PCA says too, everyone's at home, but that's not true.
Nope.
And you saw that video was on Snapchat?
Yeah. I can't remember who put it on their story, but
Okay, is there anything else you can think of that you want us to know about? Want to tell us?
no, I just can't imagine it. I don't think that there's anything
I'm with you.
that I've ever heard from them recently.
Okay, so going forward, if you want to send your folks a text real quick, let them know that we're going to be taking your phone, so that way they don't try to call you in a panic. Just
Yeah.
let them know that Moscow PD is going to have your phone. And just so you know, we'll get it back to you as soon as we can, okay? We're just going to be looking for stuff that might give us an insight into who would have done this, okay?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to put this on airplane.
Now, why did they have to mute that?
I don't know. They're going to put it on airplane
I'm going
bag.
to take down your...
Airplane mode, and throw it in a Faraday bag so nothing else
Mhm.
interacts with it, and go do
Right.
their download it and give it back. I don't know
Mhm.
why they mute all this stuff out.
Yeah.
Private information.
012. Sure, if I can find one on here. Of course, yeah, put them in get to them. So, I'll make sure I detail this as good as I can. All right, so. Okay, let's go one case. So in the meantime, obviously you can still log on to your social media on the computer or something. Just do us a favor and obviously hold off from posting anything about this. Not that you would, but we want to try to keep the notifications that we have to make through the
Do you know
proper
who
channels.
sent out the whole message to the entire university?
I have no idea. That's something that campus, that's their...
These kids are really upset about that. And
Yeah.
I can't blame them. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
sitting outside the house waiting to find out what happened, and they get a vandal alert, and that's when they realize their friends are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that is upsetting to them.
Yeah.
So we can't take that away from them.
their deal, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something we're actually required by law. If there's a threat to campus, it's part of like the whole Title IX.
Well, Riley, they asked her if they could take the phone, and she said yes. They don't have to have a warrant. Now, she could have said no, and they would have gotten the warrant. But that's how it works. Huh?
Oh, it sounded
What?
like you cut out when you started responding
no.
to her. Mhm.
Yeah, I may have. I don't know. I can't tell if I am or not. They don't need a warrant, but yeah, if they ask you to take your phone and you willingly give it to them, that's when. And if you've got nothing to hide, why not, right? But otherwise, they'll have to get a warrant, and then it makes you look a little sus if you are demanding a warrant for your phone.
All that
Yeah,
stuff
and
we
I
have
like
to
how she was like, "You
alert
can do
folks.
whatever you need to with my phone."
Yeah, she did. She
So
said, "You do
good.
whatever you need to." Dylan was probably like, "Ah."
So,
Have you guys contacted her father?
no, I don't think so. That's why we want to keep
He's in
people.
Pullman in town. He lives in Arizona, but it's her sister's
Parents weekend.
parents' weekend, so he's here.
Okay.
And they were supposed to have breakfast, so I don't know.
See, pause for a second.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
I love this girl. She
Mhm.
is one of the first people that's in this age group who actually speaks in complete sentences and thoughts. She's
Yep.
giving information. She's like, "Have you called Xana's father?" She says his name. That's what they muted out.
Yeah.
She's like, "He lives in Arizona, but he's here because it's her sister's, weekend, college weekend, whatever it was,
Parents
parents'
weekend.
weekend." Yeah. And they were supposed to have breakfast this morning and, you know what
But
I mean?
yeah, here's the thing about that it don't make
All
sense.
information.
I think she might have been going to have the breakfast with her sister because
Mhm.
when Jeff and her sister are interviewed, her
Mhm.
sister says that Jeff was on his way back to Arizona
Mhm.
when Jasmine called him, "Get back, something's going down at Xana's house."
Right.
So I don't know if just Xana was supposed to meet her sister for breakfast that morning, maybe. Either way, I'm with you though. Emily, she even came across really well on the what was
Every
the
appearance. Mhm.
was it Amazon Prime
Amazon.
thingy?
Mhm.
Yeah. So when she was interviewed there, she's well spoken. She's
Everything.
composed. She
Mhm.
acts mature for her age.
Mhm.
And of course, this probably made them grow up a little bit faster than they wanted to. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was always really impressed with her and the way she handled things compared to other people.
Mhm. It's like, having a complete conversation or giving a complete sentence is a lost art or something.
Oh yeah.
It seems like with that age group, or whatever. It's like you're pulling details. You're like, okay, and,
Hmm.
like, yeah, complete sentences. It just,
Or they,
information
yeah,
galore. Thank you.
yeah,
Hmm.
much different than the other girl.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, she's probably pretty mad that she's not answering.
Yeah. Okay. That's usually when something like this happens.
Yeah.
As soon as we get an identification on who the victim is,
Yeah.
we try to send uniformed officers to go find them and tell them. We don't do it over the phone unless it's absolutely necessary. That's one of the reasons I ask folks to just hold off posting anything because the last thing we want is for people to find out on social media, right? Not that they should ever find out about something like this, but we want to make sure that it's done
Okay.
as proper as we can possibly make it, okay?
Yep.
So you're welcome to stay here with your friends while we interview the rest of them. Might not be a bad idea. The campus is going to have a lot of resources for you guys, okay? Use them, okay? And you can be the one that helps convince your friends. The guys generally don't take the help as much, okay? You guys all need to talk through this. And taking off the detective hat for a minute, this is something that's going to take you guys some time, okay? It's okay to go through the emotions. If you need anything, call us, okay? We can either get you in touch with resources, we can talk to you ourselves.
Yeah.
This is something that's going to take some time for people to work through, okay? So just understand that the emotions you guys are feeling it's just what human beings go through, unfortunately. And you guys
You know how much time they've spent with these witnesses prepping them for trial,
Mhm.
and how they probably formed a relationship, not a relationship, but you know what I mean, that protectiveness around them.
Yeah.
Like when we saw Bill put himself between Dylan and the man who stared at her.
Mhm. Yeah. I
should
mean,
never
but
have been put in
this
this.
is good coming from him because he's
Mhm.
ex-military. He
Yeah.
did tours of duty, like over in Afghanistan or whatever. He knows about PTSD, right?
Uh-huh.
And every person that he's interviewed, I noticed that he really made a point of giving this, little like speech at the
Yeah.
end. I was like, yeah, Payne. Okay, got to give him more credit.
Yeah, well, it's like he was unfairly targeted for a long time because of the and with that weird little hearing that happened where they're up there, I don't recalls and all the
Oh, yeah.
standard protocol for cops to say how many times
Mhm.
y'all this is y'all's first hearing apparently. But anyway, yeah, they took a lot of shade and a lot of that was born out of what Steve Gonzalez was saying, what the Pro Burgers latched onto. Um, I, I just couldn't let everybody else's thoughts cloud my judgment on what I thought.
Oh, yeah.
And I never thought they were bad. Only thing I see misstep in this whole investigation into Brian Koberger or whoever did this was the fiasco about the car year. People can argue with me all they want, but please come with some debating facts. The fact is, they didn't have the year right, and so cops next door decided, well, this car is not important because it doesn't match the year they're looking for. Instead of going, maybe I should. That was your first problem. And then the big lie in the PCA. My problem with the PCA, IGG was not mentioned in the PCA. And now we're going to go to court if we had gone to trial, and we're still not going to mention the IGG. We're going to call it a tip. IGG was never taught. What they did in the PCA was tell you, we found this car at WSU, and he has bushy eyebrows. That was after you found out about your IGG, sir.
So take the resources, use it. We have a chaplain here. If you guys want a chaplain, we can get you in touch with him. He's a really, really good gentleman. He'd be more than happy to talk to you guys, okay?
Okay.
All right? So I'll walk you out, and let's find a sticky note somewhere in here. Make sure you have your cell phone. You have any questions for me? In the meantime, yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's pretty complicated. I don't even know how to pronounce it, honestly.
I was gonna do this. No, who's this? Who's going to get them all mixed up? So in the meantime, if you think of anything, think of any weird occurrence that happened, or honestly, it's the best thing. One of our best resources is the rumor mill. Believe it or not, okay. So if you start hearing the same name of somebody come up, and your friends start saying, "Oh, I heard so and so may be involved or heard something else," make sure you get a hold of us, okay? I'm gonna give you just a
Wonder how many cops were actually sitting in that Facebook group watching all the comments like they do. I don't mess around anymore.
business card here real fast. This is not my business card. I'm not a captain.
Can I just use like someone random, so I want to call?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And like I said, we'll try to get your phone back as quick as you can. This is our campus division captain, okay? His name's Tyson. Really, really good guy. You can email him, okay? You can call the non-emergency number, all right? I'll put my name on the back here, too, just so you know who I am. If you think of anything at all, and I know, even if it's something like, oh yeah, it's kind of a weird, don't brush it off, okay? It may be something important. So feel free to get a hold of us. Keep that with you, okay? Is it okay if we go through your phone?
Yeah, you guys can do whatever you want with it.
Okay, and we'll get it back to you as quick as we can, okay? All right, I'll walk out with you.
All right. Offering them resources should be the top thing, especially anybody involved in a trauma situation. And take everything of the past 3 years away in the huge Idaho 4 case. Walking into that house and realizing what took place has got to be devastating for a bunch of young people. It would be devastating for old people to walk into a home and find that kind of carnage. That was a lot to take in and a lot to learn to live with, right? And process. And they probably continue to process to this day. I wonder how many more interviews she actually did before they decided to move into prepping for trial phase. I don't know how many interviews were actually conducted, if there was like a follow-up beyond this one, if they had questions, after interviewing Dylan Moore and Bethany Moore. I don't know how much more they could have provided than what they already did. As far, what they knew was they called us and said, hey, we heard and saw this. And that's going to be on the phone because Dylan called her.
Right.
Or text or whatever. Apparently Dylan likes to text. So I'd love to see that phone download.
Yeah.
I tell you who I really want to see the phone downloads from, Brian Christopher Koberger. And can I
Yes.
please get the body cam footage of when Brian Christopher Koberger was arrested in Idaho? Because I would much rather sit here all day and
Hmm.
watch that video and pick it apart than to watch these kids who's had their life turns upside down by social media. Again, Emily is a victim of TikTok. Hunter is a victim of TikTok slander, along with the dead victims. So when people want to, grown ass women want to come and cry because some other girl made a video but didn't even say my name, did you do a whole show about how much these kids were slandered in the Idaho for? Or are we only doing Lori Vallow because it makes bank? I'm going to start calling people out on that, because the grifters, that's a word that's been thrown around for years. If you're a YouTuber, you're just a grifter. I dropped one link during this show. I don't even know if I drop links. I think my mods do occasionally. Not something we focus on around here. I got no fancy freebies to give away. I got no I was right kind of show to do. For y'all to come tell me how smart I am.
Oh,
I'm a shade thrower. I can't help it.
oh boy. Hmm.
Lordy hammer. Sarah, can I have one of them cigarettes? Sarah's coming in with the coffee and the cigarettes. That's my girl. Man, oh man. I cannot wait. I really want to hound the heck out of Pennsylvania. Why aren't we getting things about Brian Koberger?
Oh yeah, me too.
Don't give me reasons to come out here and throw shade and make videos and call y'all out. Are y'all hiding something?
Has wait, has Plunder or somebody been trying to send FOIA requests to them?
Yeah. The
Like,
FOIA
what's
request
their response?
Okay, the FOIA request response came back that you only have so many days in Pennsylvania to obtain this footage, and you are beyond those days. And I'm like, that's not true. I said, because everybody who found out about his arrest in the beginning that knows about doing FOIAs put in for those FOIA requests. Of course, they weren't going to be honored. There was a gag order, but they should be, like, if you came in, say January, of 2023, and you requested that should be in the record. That's within plenty of time to get it. So there's discrepancy on what Pennsylvania releases, and if there's like a time limit. So Plunder and them, her and I think two others are trying hard to get the stuff out of Pennsylvania. Now Murphy is an attorney, and she is the one that came in on the comments section under Plunder's post and said,
Mhm.
well, in Pennsylvania, you got X amount of days. Well, no, stop it with all that. Where's the FBI? Because where's the state police from over there in Pennsylvania? I mean, y'all got some sketchy stuff, I understand, going down to Pennsylvania right now. So I don't even know if I can trust y'all. Now we're side-eyeing you like Indiana and Kentucky. So quit trying to protect your boy and your little Pennsylvania reputation. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to start calling it that eventually if I don't get the information on the guy who committed the crimes. Because all you're doing is fueling the fire on YouTube for the pro-burgers to continue. Oh, it had to take 10 people. Look at all these horrible stab wounds. Yeah, do look at those, please, because they are horrible. And we can't stop them from doing what they do, but if we could counteract it with looking at the shit from Koberger, but we can't seem to do that because nobody wants to give us the goods on the Koberger guy. It's like we got to be, shh, stay quiet. He's a secret informant for the FBI. We can't let you have nothing. Like, don't make me go there.
So what about sending a request to Moscow, like MPD, because it seems like what Pennsylvania had, or to the, I don't know. I
It
mean, I
went,
know you can't do
no,
it to the prosecutor, but whatever they had, they would have sent to Idaho because they would
exactly,
have needed it for the case, you know?
exactly. So why isn't, who's the actual custodial of those documents and of those body cams? Is it Pennsylvania or is it Idaho? And is it under sealed documents? Is that why we're not seeing it yet? Is that why FOIA come out and say that's why your FOIA can't be honored? It hasn't been unsealed by the judge yet. I don't know. Why would that be sealed? The video arrest of Brian Koberger. Because he's going to talk about going and getting some coffee afterwards when we get done having a conversation. I want to see that. Instead of picking apart Dylan's inconsistent statements. Can I see Koberger asking the cop, can we go have coffee when we're done chit chatting about this crime I may or may not have committed over in Idaho? Sure, my guy, let's do so. Sarah says MPD has it. I think we won't get it until the suppression docs get unsealed. Sarah, I'm wondering the same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, because that's the only thing that makes sense at this point. There are a lot of things still that we want to see that are going to be sealed that we aren't seeing yet. So it feels icky that it's taken such a long time to get anything on Bryan Kohberger when we got all these body cams of these of the survivors and the witnesses and all the things. And like I said, if I had been the mother of one of these victims, I don't think my lawsuit would have been to stop putting out stuff. I'd have been like, where's the stuff on Kohberger? Can we please get it out there now and let the world see what y'all say he did? Like, I don't care if I change the mind of a pro-burger. I do not care. I don't do my shows hoping, oh, I'll wake up a pro-burger today. It's not my end game here. I honestly don't care. They're going to do them and think what they want. I want this for my own peace of mind. Not that I think Kohberger's not the guy, but I'm studying Bryan Kohberger, and I've been trying for a few years now. They just don't got a lot of information on the guy, and what little bit is out there, if people fairly look at it. And I've heard people say, you know what, though? I was young once. Those Tapatalk posts are normal. Excuse me? That's normal?
Oh,
The fuck is wrong with y'all? No wonder we in this state we're in on YouTube right now. This drama shit. Y'all all, what? That's normal? And no, that's not normal. I'm going to rebel and say some crazy shit on the internet. I never said stuff like that. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm a piece of meat. I have no feelings when I see my parents. You got no feelings when you look at your parents. Okay. That's pretty hardcore. And all we got is these stupid Tapatalk and Reddit posts. I want to see the text between him and mother. I want to see the phone data. I want to see all these pings all over town. I want to see the map of him traveling from Pullman to Moscow the way Olivia got to see. Of all the video cameras y'all got of this car cutting through town. Yeah, there's just a lot out there we haven't seen yet that I'd love to see. Yeah. Olivia said that they still haven't. There's still so much that needs to be released. And like you and I were noticing, Dolphin, that next set of documents is like 100 set of documents.
yeah, it's like 92 or 91, 92, something like that.
And not all of those are going to be telling, or not all of it. Some of them we're going to look at and go, oh, really? That's what that was about.
no.
That was what your gag was about.
No. That's going to be the juiciest one. This next set.
Oh yeah, the next batch will be.
Yeah.
All the motions and Lemony and all of those things will be in those as well. And it right now, when they do unseal a document, we do learn a little bit more. So we'll continue to learn more and more as it goes on. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. Rachel says, no, that stuff was not normal. I even had grown men tell me, well, I was a young guy one time, and that could have been normal. And I'm side-eyeing you now. Now I wonder about your mental health. Are you okay? Did you ever get help for those feelings? Are you going to act upon them any minute? I don't know. People's perception of things is so weird. But I guess if you're blindly going to try to take up for somebody, you're going to make and twist and spin it to where, oh, that's not that bad. Well, then I got to, look at you. Can you fairly evaluate things? I don't know. This is a crazy world we live in. But I want to see all the documents that come in, because a lot of this stuff that was like the judge said when they got moved to Ada County, he's like, a lot of this stuff y'all are wanting sealed don't even need to be sealed. You're really creating more problems by giving me a sealed document.
Oh, yeah.
A sealed document that says, can I seal my exhibit? And the exhibit has nothing on it hardly. What are we sealing all this weird stuff for? And then as they're coming unsealed, all of Anne's numerous and numerous and numerous discoveries. Oh my God, look at all those discoveries. They're not giving her everything. Did y'all not notice every time we had a new hearing, a new discovery was coming up, she's asking for more? That's how that works, right? Discovery discovery can become available all the way up to the day before trial. So Anne was blowing smoke and mirrors up a lot of people's skirts, and they were picking up what she was putting down. That's all there is to that. Hell, we tried to get behind her several times. Okay, Anne, you got a point in this document. Now bring it. The judges were like, bring it, ma'am. And they're like, oh, is that all you got? That didn't even meet the standard of law, ma'am. I don't know. We tried with that lady. Riley says that I want to hear the car ride to jail, the entering of the house, etc.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, he allegedly told the investigator when we're done with this whole conversation, we should go get a coffee. Like, they were going to be like, cool, dude.
That is nuts. Totally.
Cool, dude. Let's go talk criminology for a moment and help us figure out this Idaho 4 case. We hear you're pretty good at it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But, I need to actually reach out to somebody and ask them when's the last time they heard back from Pennsylvania on FOIA requests of any kind. And really all they have is all the arrest stuff. We know that they surrounded the home over there. There was the drone in the backyard looking, you could see Kohberger standing at the back slider. Where's all that at? Where's him walking through the neighborhood? Do y'all really have him going to the garbage can next door? All the things, They claim they could see him in the house with the gloves on. They've got photos of the outside of the home with the suds bucket sitting by the car. Where is all that stuff at? Would that be part of the sealed documents they obtained from Pennsylvania? We'll see. Are they considering them custodial of the records? You know how ISP had their custodial of their records. So I don't know how that's going to work. We'll have to figure that out. I don't know. So just a lot. So we got some more interviews that will be coming down eventually. And like they said, that one with Josie didn't have the audio, so I don't know what we could even take away from something like that. You know what I mean? There's not a point in watching an interview with no sound. You just see some people sitting there. I'm not a mouth reader or lip reader. I'm not even going to strain myself to try.
She'll be blurred anyway, so you won't be able to see
Yeah,
her.
you wouldn't be able to see their mouths moving no how.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine with me because I'm not going to sit there and give myself a headache trying to figure out what these people are saying.
Mm-hmm. She
Josie's
probably doesn't have too much more to
Right.
offer anyway.
Exactly. She's going to come in and say pretty much the same thing that we just heard Emily say. Dylan calls, we need to go over, and we went over and this, and this. There'll be a written narrative somewhere in the documents, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. Like I said, there's a lot more of those documents that I still need to finish reading, and I want to, because I'm going to put together shows based around, I don't want to go scattery with the documents. The ones that are relative to each other, I want to go over those together. Blurred out body language, Riley. Yeah, they blurred out that. Then body language experts can't pick that stuff apart now, can they? And fools. I touched my face. I'm lying to all of you. I can't with that stuff. You got to have a baseline. You got to know somebody's quirks before you can go come in hot with your body language. For me, I just not a body language person. I can't with all those people who, gonna tell me what's happening based on what they see or heard a person use this particular word. Is that junk science? Don't come at me and bring that in my courtroom if I'm a judge or an attorney. Get out of here with your junk science. That's as bad as your weird ballistic test over there in Delphi. I don't even know what that means. Get out of here. Some people hang on every word of them body language experts, but I've been watching them for about 40 years, and I found they are quite wrong in a lot of cases, so I don't pay them much attention. I don't feel like they can offer me more insight than what I already have in my own brain by watching what somebody says and listening to it with my own ears. I don't need a language expert to come in and point out how they just flipped their hair. That means this or that. So don't listen to a word they just said. Well, damn. Did you flip your hair when you were telling me that? That's where I sit with that kind of stuff. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you long today. I got some things I need to go take care of around this house, and I want to get back to working on my content, not looking at everybody else's weird content, because none of them are getting to the bottom of the story. As long as everybody wants to sit there and gloss over what one woman did behind the scenes to now run havoc in her life, go for it. I cannot overlook that part of it, and that's the root of this problem that's hanging out all over the YouTubes. Everybody's drawing lines in the sand, joining up on Team C, B, A, and D, and all that. It's pretty obvious what happened. Women drama. With that said, we don't do the women drama. Had to bang out an email asking if the next hearing is open to the public. Sarah is going to be on Zoom, right? Let me know what you find out, hun, because so we do have a hearing scheduled, the 5th November?
Yep.
And it is a Zoom hearing
Mhm.
for this restitution issue. So people are up in arms on the damn YouTubes about this and all over the X, arguing about it. Y'all quit arguing about it, right? Here's the thing. Idaho doesn't have a Son of Sam law. So if Ramsland, for instance, wrote a book and there was any kind of profit going toward Koberger anyway, the families are going to get it. Now, everybody's like, he has no money. This is just a formality, people. Ann Taylor's going to do what Ann Taylor does and get that last little bit of dime out of Idaho. So let's just call it what it is, please. How can a man in prison pay thousands and thousands of dollars of restitution? It's just a formality, and it's just a piece of paper, in my opinion. It will mean nothing. How's this man going to do it? They're going to let him out on work release. All right. Let me pull this up. People pick the weirdest stuff to argue about. Like, I don't
Oh,
even know
yeah.
this matters, you know?
Yep.
Nothing, a dime ain't gonna bring nothing back or change a damn thing. But here we're gonna argue about it. November 5th, 2025, 10 a.m. before Judge Hippler. There is a hearing will be held via Zoom at 10 a.m. The clerk will send out invitations prior to the hearing. I don't know that if it's going to be. Why would it not be? Motion for hearing was filed by the defense. Let's see. Okay. Motion for restitution hearing comes now state of Idaho and through the Latah County Prosecuting Office. They respectfully request this court set a restitution hearing regarding the state's request for restitution and motion to seal exhibit filed on September 22nd, 2025. After consultation with the defense counsel, the parties request a setting between November 3rd and November 6th if the courts have availability. If the court is not available on these dates, the parties will promptly provide alternate dates. Additionally, the states respectfully request that the parties be allowed to appear remotely based on the time and expense involved in traveling to Boise. Good Lord. Counsel does not have an objection to the remote setting. Finally, the state requests permission to file a response to the defendant's objection to the state's request for additional restitution, filed October 7th. And yeah, so they're just, I don't know what they're going to accomplish. If they add more money onto what he owes, I don't know how he's ever going to pay it. I just don't. A lot of people owe restitution in this world. I don't know if it ever gets paid. You know, how do they go about doing that? People are saying, no, they can't do interviews in Idaho, and that's not true either. They can. They just don't do them very often. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. I really don't
What,
know.
like prison interviews?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like going into the prison and doing an interview with an inmate. They do allow that. They just have very particular. Because I went and looked up some information a while back because everybody was trying to say one thing. Like everybody's saying, Idaho, you know, he can't profit. Well, Google's your friend. Do your own research. I'm not going to listen to some ditwit on the X telling me what's up. I listen to people I have already followed for a while and are smart, and I can know that I can trust them, but I still will go look things up on my own. So I don't know. I feel like some of the stuff that gets argued about, I don't even care about. I don't know why. The money, I guess, because I'm not a money person. And money's never the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning, and it's not the last thing on my mind. Now, when there's a bill due, it might be like, I got to pay that damn bill. But I wake up in the mornings with gratitude. I could be flat ass broke, but I'm going to walk out in that backyard and I'm going to smile and be thankful for my day. People should practice what I preach. I don't know, and they also made a big deal in one of the defense filings about how much money the families got from the GoFundMe's.
Oh yeah.
Um, and does that even matter? I don't have a dog in that hunt. I never got involved in their GoFundMe's to begin with. I don't drop GoFundMe links over here for anybody. I've seen what can happen when you start getting involved with the money on the YouTubes. It gets messy. You'll get accused and accusations and these show us where the money went, all this stuff. I don't drop links. I don't become that involved with families to start with, and I don't drop links for people. I never dropped the link one time to go support these families because I know people can go do that all on their own, and they don't need any influence for me to do it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
they just don't. Like I'm not down with all that. Y'all go do you on your own time. I don't push the money links here for GoFundMe's and stuff. Bad things start to happen when you do all that. But yeah, the defense. Which document was it? Heck, I can't even see it now. Let me go here.
I think isn't it up towards the top?
Live in the third order seeking parties, because there's only two new ones that it's showing right now. The notice of the hearing and the motion for restitution. I know I read a little bit of it in one document, and I was like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
go read another document. But yeah, they were talking about, they named the dollar amount, how the families received this and that from GoFundMe's, and to get to trial and all that. Like
And that the GoFundMe's covered,
yeah,
expenses or whatever, and that funeral expenses wasn't a part of, I don't know, their thing. But it doesn't matter because it's like one thing doesn't have anything to do with the other.
no,
He still caused these deaths,
yep,
he still, is on the hook for, the
yeah,
restitution or whatever.
yeah. And he could be paying restitution for the rest of his natural life,
Mhm.
and that is few dollars they take a month. First,
They're gonna take it, yeah, out of his commissary or whatever.
but like in the county, I think if I can remember correctly, in the county jail here, like if somebody puts 50, was it 50 that girl told me, 50 on your books, they take like, you can be charged like $2 a day to stay at the county jail unless you're indigent, right?
Okay.
So if you get money put on your books, they can take that $2 off your books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the county jail level. So I don't know how the prison operate. I have not
Oh,
even
they
bothered
did
to
mention
look.
something, yeah, in his case,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
about that. I think at the restitution hearing or
So
whatever, or in the restitution document.
how many people do you think's putting money on Koberger's books?
Oh, how many fucking sorry.
How many people?
How many
pro
pro
burgers?
burgers are out there,
How many pro burgers are sending that dude some money for a vegan
Yeah.
meal, and he have access to his little
and
tablet?
his people that are fangirling, I don't know, or whatever, out over him. You know what I mean? His stalkers or whatever. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, stalkers. Don't be careful with that word, Dolphin.
Mhm. And the ones that are like, oh, he's my soulmate,
My soulmate, is somebody saying that? Oh Lord,
those
bless their
heifers are
little
putting,
hearts.
yeah, they're putting money on the books.
Annie Potts, bless their little hearts. I got $10 extra this month. I'm gonna give it to Koberger.
Yeah, but I forgot what the percentage was, but they specifically outlined that,
Mm-hmm.
money would be taken off of his books.
No, Riley, mother's putting money on there. She gotta make sure he eats. He's scared of them vent people, and he needs to rest tonight, so he needs to clean his
Yeah.
Crocs and eat his meal.
She may as well just ask, where do I send the check?
For real. Mom, we're gonna do our mother's show. It's coming. You don't believe in the death penalty, ma'am. You don't. You don't say, Miss Koberger. You don't believe in the death penalty. That thing your son was about to face, the firing squad. I bet that really bothered her. My son
I'm
could actually
sure it
face the
did.
firing squad.
Hmm.
Honey, please take that plea deal. I can't bear that. I can't bear the thought of that. He eats and can call mother. Well, that one guy in the county jail said that he always called mother and FaceTimed him. And the guy was talking to the TV and called the TV stupid. And he claims that Koberger's like, "You're talking about me over here, mother?" Guy's like, "No, sit down, dude, chill. I'm talking about the TV." But can we trust that as jail talk, right? Sarah. Oh, mother. My kids just call me mama, or actually mom. I hear mom a lot out of my 18-year-old. The other one's called me mama. I like the other kids, like I have, like they're just older than this one. He's always mom, mom. I don't know if I would how I'd react to my kids calling me mother. It sounds so formal, don't it? It's like such a formal way to speak to one another. But then
Hmm.
the way he appeared to speak to his mother and father was apparently very formal. I don't know. Um, Riley. Like, we're all gonna be like, "Don't call us mother. Don't ever say that word again." And they're gonna be like, "What is wrong with you, mom? You're flipping out over here." I might go do a 9-hour live about it in a minute. Flipped out so bad. Lost my shit. Lost it. All right, guys. Y'all know to be safe on them YouTube streets. There's a lot going on out there, and we don't want to be caught up in all that. We're gonna stay in our lanes. Well, sometimes y'all know I don't always stay in my lane, but I try. Um, y'all, y'all are cracking me up. The different ways that our kids call. None of us are going to want to be called mother ever again. But there is some interesting things out there with mother and Koberger, and I still have actually got two different things I'm working on here on this folder here. So I'm gonna try to get all that finished up this weekend so we can get together some more, especially this one show I want to do, and it's going to be a members only because I just feel like we need to have one in a big hangout session. So we'll pack that in as well. You guys stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow to get back into the Koberger documents. Dolphin, which ones do you have you? Is there one that's jumping out at you that you really want to go over next or first?
Oh,
Like all the ones.
I read them like, yeah, a while ago.
I've read a lot of
Shoot,
them.
I'd have to look at the list again. I just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I don't even
And
remember
you
it
know
like
which ones
right
I have?
now.
The ones I haven't really read into yet, and it may be boring to a lot of people, but I really want to know because, from a legal court standpoint, how they handle the IGG tip going forward is going to be extremely important, and everybody is missing the mark on that. Um,
Hmm.
FBI finally come out and said, "Yeah, we used it, but now let's not talk about it." No, it's going to be talked about. It's being used every day. We're hearing about new cases being solved, cold cases, current cases, all these things. IGG. So I wanted to read those jury instructions to see what those really were and if they were any relevance to this tip thing versus IGG. So I want to look at that from a legal standpoint, see what they
Oh,
come up with. Um, but it's not like top priority. It's just part of the unpacking.
honestly, the jury instructions I didn't even open because I just felt like they were fumbling, and just really bungling that. You know what I mean?
Oh, they
Like,
will, but I'm still gonna
yeah.
read through it. I mean,
Hmm.
there's several, but if you're gonna instruct your jury on certain things, I wanna know what they were gonna do. That's just my
Hmm.
legal brain. I love that aspect of it. I
Hmm.
can never get away from it. When I'm watching a court trial, I'm not I think I'll watch it in a different lens than most people. I was watching Karen Reed. I absolutely know I watched Karen Reed through a different lens than the community.
Hmm.
I didn't have a hard line drawn in the sand where I'm taking teams. I'm watching lawyers fight it out and experts battle it out on a witness stand. That's what I love. Everything else fades away. All the noise, all the turtle boys of the world, gone out of my head.
Yeah, I don't really
Don't
pay
need it.
attention to that crap either.
You can't. in these cases. I can't, honestly, I cannot do it. Um, I always think of BK's family dynamic being like Leave It to Beaver meets Frankenstein. Forrest. Kinda, right? Ugh. I'd like to know more about Koberger's childhood. And the reason that's
Yep.
important to me is because I'm profiling evil, pretty much. Like, right? Like the show says, we're profiling evil. Did I just steal his slogan? Isn't that a show or a YouTube channel or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a series or
Oh, it's a
something.
series, isn't it? It's a TV
Hmm.
series. That's right. It was something. It's something. It's something I've seen somewhere. But yeah, I like profiling these the accused. You know, this guy, we didn't get to trial, but he says I did it, and I don't, I'm not, I know he wasn't drug induced when he did it, like Rick Allen, so I'm willing to believe the guy did it. So we're going to leave it at that. Koberger is the guy. He said so. Because ain't nobody going to convince me that he just took a plea deal because the big bad state, the Python, was going to win no matter what. They're coming in with all their lies, and I just can't fight it. Get out of here with that mess. We know better. All right, guys. Thanks for coming up, Dolphin, and unpacking this a little bit with me. I just had,
Hmm.
I clearly am not super focused because I did have a lot of shit in my ear last night that, ugh, I'm trying to get away from today. So we're going to get back to what we do here starting tomorrow, finishing unpacking some of these documents, hopefully before the next set drops down soon. But it's been a few weeks in between the drops anyway, so they got a lot to
Yeah,
do
they've
before
got
they're
till
coming back.
October 30th for the
Yeah,
next set.
yeah. They've
Hmm.
got some work to do to get all that undone. And now, I think Olivia went to her TikTok and talked a little bit more about Koberger experimenting, but I just caught wind of that this morning. I haven't went and looked at it yet. I don't know what she's
Mm-hmm.
saying over there.
No, I
So
don't know either.
I haven't looked, but y'all all go have a great day or the great rest of your day. Use discernment, use your own good judgment out here on these streets. Look at things objectively and look at both sides before you decide to come to a conclusion on something. That's where we need to be sitting at these days. Coming in hot with I'm going to run to a side automatically without evaluating the evidence at hand is dangerous in my opinion, and we don't want to get caught up in all that mess. So y'all put on your safety vests and be good out there. um yes, and all you guys, thank you for coming in and unpacking this with us, and we'll get back at it in the morning. Stuff done after death. Yeah, she talked about it in the interview that she did with Enton, and we went over that yesterday, Riley. And I think she says a little bit more on the TikTok about it. If I'm going to interview any family members, that'd be the one I'd like to talk to. Just because. All right. Guys, thank you for coming in today and hanging out with us. We'll be back in the morning between 9:30, 10 o'clock with our usual time slot, and we'll pick back up on these documents and see what we got here and finish unpacking this case on this drop. And if anything else comes down overnight that we need to hear about or look at, we'll take a look at it in the morning. Maybe y'all do some, we haven't done a case updates on anything in a hot minute, so I think Dolphin shared something with me in the Discord over the last couple of days about a Celeste. We know that Steve Fisher's been hired by the people who own the mansion, and he claims he's got
Yes.
video out there and they
Hmm.
can see who's driving the car and this and that. And I haven't really looked at that stuff yet because I'm just
Hmm.
waiting on facts. I want facts out of that case and not the hoopla. So I will review some of that this afternoon as well, and we'll get an update on that. Until then, you guys have a safe day and a pleasant day. Get outside and touch grass, whatever you need to do. Just go do it. Sunflower Soul. I like your soul. That's a song, y'all. It's a good song. I could bust out in song any minute. There's a song for everything. Always is. My kid thinks I'm wrong, but he now realizes his mother is a walking jukebox, and she's right. There's a song for everything. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. Dolphin, maybe we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like
I
it?
think so.
Okay. Just like, I think so. I will be here. I will be here. All right, everybody go stay safe and have a great afternoon and a great evening, and we'll see you back here in the morning.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you all for watching this here.